Get it? We're recording already. Jeez. Fine.
And
Penis.
welcome back to We
Yep.
Could Be Drinking. Jake's already in a feisty mood, it
He's
seems.
Blaming.
Listen, we agree on a time. You guys didn't say anything, and then
Technically,
10
we
minutes
did
ago,
not agree on a time.
We didn't. No. We did agree
every
on a
single week. Every single week, we've been agreeing on a single time to meet. On Zoom.
Then
Be
why
there or
would
be
we-
square.
Why would
And
you
then-
ask?
Yeah.
And then
Today
you
he
guys,
goes, when are we meeting?
Yeah.
So
'cause it
naturally, I
changed.
said 5:50, not 5:57, because it was
Oh.
5:56.
Yeah.
Oh,
You good down there?
it was fine. Oh,
Yeah, sounds like it's fine.
I stirred up
You
my...
can see the hair forming on his chest as he
Yeah.
speaks.
I have a margarita. I'm starting off strong. I have a
Oh
margarita.
yeah, what are we drinking?
And I poured... Normally, I try and be good. I start with the liquor, and then I mix the margarita mixer in on top of it so that it stirs it by itself. This time, I had the lime in there already, and then I just grabbed the mixer and started with the mixer, and then I put the tequila on top, and I stirred it gently once, and then I walked away. And that first mouthful was just tequila and lime.
Yikes. That's
Yeah.
not great.
So,
What do you think I'm drinking?
Please
piss.
tell me that's not a beer.
It's cold tea.
We don't drink beer on this show.
We don't
I
talk
have
about...
consumed a lot of beer on this show,
beer.
actually.
I know you have, and I'm ignoring that.
It's actually Arizona iced tea and a lot of tequila.
That tracks. I'm
Yeah.
the only one
you
not
meant
drinking
you ran
tequila.
out of tequila now.
I just ran out of tequila after this drink.
You made it
Yeah.
sound like in the past,
Yeah,
this week, some point.
2 days
No,
ago we
like,
ran out of
yeah.
tequila.
Actively, there's just an empty bottle of tequila on my kitchen counter right now,
Nice.
and I'm sad.
I'm drinking a milkshake with strawberry cheesecake ice cream, milk, and way too much rum. I only taste rum.
Did I bring
oh,
the boys
hey.
to the yard?
Oh.
Anyway,
Well, Colby, look outside. Are there any boys in the yard?
hello, boys.
Bye, boys.
Bye,
I just
boys.
slam the window on them.
Anyway, so what are we talking about today?
This week.
Because
So I just want to, be honest with the world. Initially, we had a topic in mind, and the hoe was 100% going to be on. She came up with it herself. She was super happy with it.
I
And then
prepared even for that
Jake
conversation.
prepared for it. Colby didn't prepare for
I
it because
did
he's
not.
never prepared for anything.
Shut up.
And then the hoe dipped about half an hour ago because she's dying. So we pivoted, and today we are doing the ultimate fast food bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now-
we have
My favorite thing about this, before we go any further, is
okay.
Jake filled out his own already.
I
Ginge
already
was
have
like-
my opinions. I
Yeah.
bet on them, and
Ginge said, "Oh, we'll do it together, and that way we can argue who goes on to the next round."
Mhm.
I'm all for the argument because I did not bother filling one out because it was just way too much work to do 1 second.
Yeah.
And I just loved the idea of us adamantly disagreeing on so many of these because
Oh.
there's no way that I and the two of you, I imagine the two of you are going to agree on a lot of them.
Why? Because we're 100 pounds heavier than you are?
Anyway,
I'd be inclined to agree that maybe
that's not
50
the reason I was
pounds.
going to go with, but that's so funny.
Actually, yeah, no, Jake, I will give it to you. It's probably closer to 50 for you because you've lost a lot of weight recently. So, mazel tov.
I have not. I just
You said you
weigh
had.
less. I
Did you
haven't-
lie to
no,
me?
I don't lose weight. I just don't gain a lot of weight. I don't
Stores
have
it
a lot
in
of
his-
weight.
Cheeks.
All the weight that you lose is just
Listen, I birth a
Ooh.
lot, and
ah.
there's a lot of crap that comes out of me sometimes.
literally and figuratively.
Anyway, talking about fast foods, what a segue.
Which one? I'm gonna give it. You know what? You guys are gonna name a thing, a restaurant. I'm gonna give it 1 out of 10 of how slippery a slope this goes.
Okay, how about each one you just go all right, how bad does it react with you? Each
How
one.
bad is it for my stomach?
Yeah.
That's
All
really
right,
funny.
so we
I thought
have-
we were just picking a random one off the list and having him rate it right off the bat.
No,
She just
no.
looked at the list and I
No,
went,
he's gonna
Del
rate.
Taco, Blimpies, Jimmy John's. Go.
He's gonna rate each one. We're getting
Ah,
a full
all right,
on
all
thing.
right,
You're just
all
getting
right.
like a one. My only response is going to be like a 1 through 10 answer, and you got to figure out if it wins, it goes on to the next round, or if it doesn't.
All right, so Taco Bell doesn't go on to any
whether or
Seven and a
rounds.
not
half.
things win, this entire bracket is not based off of personal opinion. It's based off of how badly does it mess Jake's stomach up.
Now, you guys are free to throw in your own stomach problems too, but listen, my stomach outweighs everyone else's.
Yeah. So we have 4 different regions here. This bracket was definitely made by me and not by someone else that I Googled. Shut up
For
about
sure.
it. We have the burger region, the classy burger region, the not a burger region, and the sandwich region. So,
And you may think a lot of these overlap because technically a hamburger is a sandwich.
yeah.
However,
You'd be
you're
wrong.
wrong and also stupid.
Also stupid.
And
To
I
quote
also
Seth Meyers
just
in
want to
Cat
put
in
the
the Hat.
disclaimer out there that we haven't been to all of these, and if you disagree with our opinions, suck
Fair
it.
enough. Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
But also, please be sure to like and subscribe and
Yeah,
share with your
of course,
friends
of
that our
course,
show
yeah.
is amazing
Hey,
because
Jake, we missed you last week. We
We're
had Aaron
wonderful.
was the one that was promoting the show. We didn't have you.
yeah. And did she do a good job?
You did an okay job. She wasn't you though.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no one can be me.
Anyways, making fun of Aaron aside, she's old.
got her.
Got her.
She might never survive. I
She
mean,
won't.
recover.
All right.
Are we starting in the burger region?
We're starting in the burger region.
Are we starting
Yeah.
at the very top?
We're starting at the very top.
That thing
Are
that
they-
looks like 2 bananas next to each other? Got it in there.
Nice.
Thank you.
It took me a second.
Thank you.
All right. The first matchup we have McDonald's versus Sonic. McDonald's the 1 seed, Sonic the 8 seed. I have opinions on McDonald's. I know Colby shares my opinions on McDonald's. I don't know if I've ever been to McDonald's with you, Jake.
There are 3 on the 10 scale.
All right, that's not bad.
Yep.
I personally think McDonald's is one of the most overrated places in the world.
They have good fries and good Sprite. That I will give them.
Okay, the whole
100%.
Sprite thing, like, what the hell is that?
Okay,
How
so
does a place have good Sprite?
as I'm drinking my margarita, you said they have good Sprite, and I went, motherfucker, I bet McDonald's Sprite in a margarita would be amazing.
Anyway, we're gonna put a thumbtack right now in our conversation. We'll be back in like 20 minutes after we go to McDonald's, get a Sprite, and mix it with Colby's.
We'll be right back.
There's a McDonald's like 5 minutes down the road. All right,
Just like
so I'm
with
gonna
a
hit
pause
But it
thing.
still,
I'm gonna
take, it
hit
still
pause
takes
on the
them 10
recording.
minutes to get your shit done.
Yeah, so I like McDonald's fries. I can eat their burgers, but they're not like
The
It doesn't-
thing about their
nothing-
burgers is that they have such a McDonald's taste. Like, my cousin and I did a comparison where we took a Wendy's burger, a Burger King burger, and a McDonald's burger, and like blind tasted them, and we immediately knew which one the McDonald's one was because it just has that taste to it that's just like, yeah, this
Garbo?
is what?
Garbo.
Yeah. You can tell it's fast food. And that's like, when I think McDonald's, I think of it's fast food. Now, on the other hand, Sonic,
I have
don't-
eaten at Sonic one time, and it was not because I went to Sonic. It's because in college, 3 or 4 of you guys went and brought it back to me. And that's
Sonic
it.
isn't it? Sonic is an 8.5. It does not agree with my stomach. At all.
yeah.
It's like they do cool drinks and everything, but it's cool to watch people rollerblade and slip and fall on their ass, but
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, my sister loves Sonic, so she's going to kill me for trashing it, but
She's wrong.
if I
Yes.
never went to Sonic, if I never went to either of these places again, I'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think I would probably throw my vote in for Sonic just
that's
because
what
they
I
make
kinda
good
wanna do.
milkshakes.
That's the thing. McDonald's is always, oh, sorry, the ice cream maker's broken. Where Sonic, you can get a good milkshake, and it's not going to, not be there.
Yeah, so 2 votes for Sonic, and Jake doesn't like it. So
My stomach doesn't like it. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy their taste.
okay.
My stomach just doesn't agree.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
In that
anyways,
case-
oh crap, this is the font is white. That didn't
Oh,
work
that's gonna
out
be
well.
helpful.
All right. So, up next we have White Castle and Burger King. Um, as someone who has never had White Castle and actually really enjoys Burger King, I'm going for Burger King on this one.
I've had White Castle.
Oh, this
Do not get the frozen stuff that you find in your grocery store. It's not the same as actual White Castle burgers.
okay.
Um, that being said, White Castle's probably about a 5. It's been a long time since I really kind of started keeping track of my stomach problems, but
See, I've heard it's like so bad for stomachs.
it really is not good for you.
Oh,
Like,
well, yeah.
well, health wise,
You can get like
health wise
a
we don't care,
dozen
but
you can get like a dozen sliders for like $4.
yeah, it's a
They're
good
not
deal.
going to be good for you.
No, they will slide in and out, lickety split.
Yeah. You're going to eat one and then it's going to be coming out of you 5 minutes later.
Right.
So for anybody
Um,
that's not from New England or New England Plus, White Castle is almost entirely a New York invention.
Is it really?
That's it.
mhm.
Didn't
There's
know that.
no locations that are not on Long Island or up into the city.
Like the nearest one is near where we did that Yonk venture.
Hmm
I think that's the
Really?
nearest one to where we all lived.
Huh.
There's a couple in Jersey, I guess. But
Yeah, but that doesn't count. Anyway,
Jersey's
so
basically
but
New York. but worse.
you be
Them's
careful
fighting
with
words for-
it is fighting
Yeah.
words. That's like where that's like
I
that
don't
is-
care.
that is almost worse than comparing New Hampshire and Vermont people and mistaking the two.
Did we do that? Or
We
you
did.
just. Oh, crap.
Well-
You did.
Anyways,
Yeah.
best
Back-
of luck to
back
us.
to it.
I will agree Burger King gets the vote to pass
Yeah.
on. Just White Castle, I don't think it's all that. And I don't know if you've ever seen like what it's a Cheech and Chong go to White Castle movie.
Nope.
I've
There is a
heard
movie
of
where-
it.
There is a movie where they go to like is like surrounding White Castle, and it's one of those like weed pro weed movies, and
That's really funny.
All right. Up next, we have Cookout and Carl's Jr.
Haven't been to either.
Haven't
Have
been
no
either.
thoughts.
I have no
so
thoughts.
Cookout haven't been to. I've been to Hardee's, which
Carl's
I know
Jr. wins.
which I've been like Hardee's and Carl's Jr. They're like twins, but it depends on which side of the Mississippi you're on.
Oh,
That's really what the difference between the two stores is. Same
Yeah,
exact
I know they're
menu, same
basically
exact
the
price,
same
exactly.
thing.
But one, it's one versus the other on and Mississippi divides the store names.
Mhm. Okay.
So
what were
there's-
your thoughts
there-
on it?
there's a Hardee's near me. It's all right. It's a decent burger. I think it's a little juicier
what the fuck?
than. Am I right?
Colby?
I'm right?
You are almost entirely right. There is an exception to the rule,
Okay.
and that is the state of Oklahoma.
Well, they're weirdos.
Oh. Yeah, we already went over this. Oklahoma blows.
There's like one in every major city, like every capital city in the South, and that is it, with the exception of Oklahoma, that has and Texas. Oh, but even Texas only has like half a dozen of them.
Weird.
But the funniest thing in the world is like growing up watching cable TV in Connecticut, I'd get commercials all the time for Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Yeah.
There is not a single one for at least I think 200 miles, maybe
I was
even
gonna say,
more.
I don't think there's any in New England.
No,
There's
And if
a
they're-
Hardee's in Maine.
really,
No,
Where?
Massachusetts. There's
really.
Hardee's in Massachusetts. And there's several of them in New York City
Okay,
Interesting.
yeah, but
and
my
Jersey.
point stands. So there's basically one in New England. And and there's commercials in New England. There's commercials for them all the time.
Yeah,
So
Well, I don't know if there are now.
I will pass on the Carl's Jr. / Hardee's because they're the same exact store, but just
fair enough.
depends on where you are.
Colby, What are we thinking? Cookout versus Carl's Jr.
Pass.
So you're putting this decision on me?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with Carl's Jr. just because Jake's had Hardee's. None of us have had Cookout.
I'm going to add a little star
Asterisk.
to reward you for your choice, only because Carl's Jr.'s logo is a little star. So that's the one I would have
Aw.
chosen.
Neat. All right. Now we have Wendy's versus Jack in the Box. Wendy's Wendy's is excellent.
Mhm.
Jack in the Box, I have not had. My sister has because she lives on the West Coast, and she says it's very underwhelming.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I
They
similar to there's some other stores that we'll get to on this list eventually, and that are only they're like West Coast exclusives,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
That or like
I've looked
Florida
at-
and West Coast.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
they're like the weird areas of
Yeah.
the country, and I've looked at their menus, and they don't really seem like all that much. Like Jack in the Box does not seem like it's wonderful, and we need to have it. So Wendy's all the way.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and so what I've heard with them too is that they're wild. Like they have they have weird things. They just have like tacos and egg rolls and just like random things you wouldn't expect to find at a place like
Jack in
that.
the Box.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My favorite was it was after one of the major hurricanes a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, and
Anyways.
there was a Jack in the Box logo, and the
Yeah.
Jack in the Box logo is like an actual box that they put on top of a spear.
Yeah.
Like it's instead of having like a billboard, it's like a box on top of a pole.
Yeah.
And so the hurricane swept through, probably Florida or something like that, and the box broke, and so one of the sides of the fabric ripped off. And so somebody posted something somewhere and they said, "Uh-oh, Jack's out of the box." That's the only interaction I've ever had with Jack in the Box.
That's
It's just,
funny.
one time Jack got out of the box.
Okay. All
Okay.
right, up next
Yeah,
we
so
have
Wendy's all the way.
yeah. I had already written Wendy's down. We have the classy burger region. And starting off with In-N-Out versus Steak and Shake. In-N-Out sucks. I just want
to.
Yeah, I just want
Have
to
not
make
had
this
it,
clear.
but
I've had In-N-Out. Their fries are awful. Their milkshakes are terrible. Their burgers are okay. People on the West Coast go crazy for In-N-Out, but they'll also agree with what I just said. They'll be like, yeah, the fries aren't good, and their milkshakes aren't good, but the burgers are so good. And the burgers are not good enough to offset the fact that everything else sucks.
Better or worse than the average McDonald's? Because I've never had it.
Yeah, I would say it's
So-
probably better than McDonald's because the quality is
Better
better.
or worse than Burger King?
I've enjoyed Burger King more than I enjoyed In-N-Out.
Okay. Just trying to line up my
just-
boxes as
yeah.
to where I rate it without ever eating it before.
And I've also never even heard of Steak and Shake.
So Steak and Shake is a Midwest chain. They don't do traditional hamburgers like ground beef.
They
Steak
just put a
burgers.
steak on a bun.
It's steak burgers. So
Okay.
Oh,
Where
that
it's
was a
like,
joke
that's
that
their
turned out to be the
fancy.
truth.
it's like fancy because it's like the Angus beef or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Just for the record-
very very simple menu. I'm looking at their site right now. Their milkshakes actually look like they're something wonderfully tasty, but I've
Interesting.
never had it.
So they destroy your stomach.
Probably will. I have not had it. So
Fair.
I've seen their locations. I just have not had it.
Okay.
That being said, just looking at their menu and that they're advertising something that's not just plain beef, I might just go with them as the vote. I
I'm
know you have
okay
your-
with it.
So Steak and Shake it is.
Yeah,
That's
because
that's the upset of their category
that-
because that was the 8.
so far both of the 1 seeds have been upset, which I think is hysterical.
Yeah.
Because The experience I had with In-N-Out was a couple of years ago when my family and I were in San Francisco, and that was the one thing my sister and I really were like, we want to try In-N-Out just to be able to do it, and we waited in line for like 45 minutes just because people go crazy out there for it, and it was not bad, but it was not worth all the hype that it's gotten and the giant ass wait that we had.
I went to later on the list. We've got Chick-fil-A. I went to Chick-fil-A once, and there was like a line of cars that stretched out the drive-through, down the road, down the driveway, out to the street, and then down the road a little bit. And
Yeah.
I like pulled up and pulled in, and I like was gonna go inside, and I looked at it and I was like, it's not worth that kind of commitment.
No.
But okay,
I don't think any
whatever.
fast food place is worth waiting for like more than 20 minutes for. And that might be because I have no patience at all, but also just like it's not worth it, you know?
Also, like in New England, we don't have time to waste on things because winter is
No.
coming and we need to like get shit done right away or we'll
We-
freeze to death. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
We've got like 5 minutes to stand still and that's it.
Yeah, yeah,
use
yeah,
those
yeah.
Not
minutes
even 5
wisely.
minutes. Not even
Like-
5 minutes.
Yeah.
In
All right,
January, we've had like a lot of cold days where it's been like, if you slow down between your apartment or house and your car or bus, you're dead. Like,
Yeah,
good luck.
exactly. All right.
All right, so next one is Burger Fi and Fat Burger.
I've heard of BurgerFi. I had never heard of Fat Burger before this.
I haven't heard of either of the two of them.
There's
Oh,
BurgerFi
that's really funny.
in New England. There's
So-
one.
I run the opposite. I have heard of Fat Burger. I haven't heard of BurgerFi.
There's a BurgerFi probably half an hour away from us, I think.
Road trip. We'll be back
Bro-
in half an hour.
Okay. I've never had it though. Which is the one thing.
I haven't had it either, so we could skip on this one.
I'm willing to just go Fat Burger because it's a much funnier name.
All right, done.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Fat Burger
Um,
for the victory.
Yeah. Next up, we have Shake Shack versus Culver's. And I think
Before we go into this, Culver's is most definitely a department store that sells shoes and or it sells couches.
Okay.
Like
So-
that's
I have my opinions. I don't know if Gingy, you want to go first or if you want me
I
to
haven't
just,
had
voice my-
Culver's.
Okay.
I've had Shake Shack twice, and the first time I had it was the three of us and Aaron when we were coming back from the hose,
yes,
right. Right.
yes,
and it was not bad. The burgers were
yeah, it was
very
pretty good. Yeah,
The
I
fries
enjoyed it.
were just kind of like frozen, crinkle cut fries, and the milkshakes were existent.
Milkshakes, yeah, they
The burgers I thought were pretty good though.
So, yeah, I've had both.
Uh-huh.
Culver's is definitely a northern Midwest restaurant.
do
Okay.
they sell couches?
They do not.
do they sell
um,
shoes?
Can you imagine going up to a drive-thru and being like, "Hi, can I get a number 2 large fry and a Coke?" And then, are you guys still running that sale on the love seats?
yeah,
What's the deal with that?
is there still the love seat ottoman combo? Can we get can we get the two
Can I
of
get a
them?
number 3, the love seat ottoman combo, extra cushioning in the love seat, and 2 pillows, please?
Yeah. So
Pillows cost extra, so
oddly, no, they don't sell furniture.
ridiculous.
Weirdos.
They do sell some, decent burgers. They have this thing called the Butter Burger.
The Butterger?
It's
Yes,
just
that.
2 slabs of bread with a butter slice in between.
Or
That's
it's
what
a
I
burger
thought.
and the
That is
buns are sticks of butter.
Oh.
Again, that's exactly what I thought. Unfortunately, no. So
It's butter on the top and
it's-
butter on the
there's a-
bottom and
there's-
butter in the
there is-
middle.
There is an absurd amount of butter in the Butter Burger.
Really?
Yeah. They also have this thing where, so they don't serve like milkshakes or ice cream. They serve custard.
Oh, so that has to
But it's like
absolutely murder you.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. So they do that. I do have a fun story because apparently last week one of my coworkers had an absolute meltdown at the Culver's that's near us.
Oh
Oh, that's
my
unfortunate.
god.
So this guy, he is such a small town Midwestern guy, and that he knows everybody and everybody knows him kind of deal. That's
Mhm.
whatever. He's also a huge cheapskate to the point where
No,
he brings his own drink into restaurants to drink,
Oh,
that's funny.
and so he'll bring his cup in sometimes. So for a while, Culver's used to have a contract with Pepsi. Recent and like so he'll drink Mountain Dew like it's nothing.
yeah.
So he went to go to the machine to go fill up his cup with Mountain Dew because he did pay, he actually bought a drink that time, and he was standing there in the line to fill up his cup at the machine and just dumbfounded because they must have switched to the Coke contract
Oh no.
over, well, between the times that he was there. So he was like freaking out. He's like, "What happened? Where's my Mountain
That's
Dew?" And she's like, "We got Mellow Yellow."
Oh no.
mellow yellow.
Which I don't know if you've had the two,
God.
Mountain
Oh,
Dew
I've
and
had
Mellow
Mellow
That's a
Yellow.
Yellow,
It's
but
long
they
not
are
the
not the
time.
same.
same.
They are
No.
not the
They're
same.
so different, very wrong to have Mellow Yellow when you're expecting
Uh,
Mountain Dew. And he was heartbroken, distraught, like that ruined his
oh,
entire day.
poor
Like
guy.
he was
Mellow
talking about it for like
yellow.
3 days afterwards.
Wow. If anyone
Wow.
threatened me with mellow yellow, they were like, "Hey, so do you want to get a drink? Like, I got mellow yellow." I'd be like, "I'll take water or ice. Like, just put ice cubes in my
I will
hand. That'll
take
be
dirt.
fine.
I would
I
drink
will. I
dirt.
will drink. Yeah.
Colby, you might remember this. My roommate in college he was obsessed with Mellow Yellow, and he would buy
And have you
literal
seen this
boxes
man?
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Um,
it wasn't like it would be like a 36 pack.
yeah, and he would go through the entire thing in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Um, so yeah, Culver's. You guys, and it made headlines around the area that people were outraged that they switched their contracts for
Really?
drink vendors. Yeah, like there was some
That's
local
funny.
news of people being upset that Culver's lost the Pepsi contract, and yeah.
That's really
So,
funny.
um, that being said, Culver's does take a long time to make your food.
Okay.
Like even though they have a drive-through, they have parking spaces after you get your drive-through, and people will actually like they have you pull over, which I guess means a good thing that your food is going to be absolutely fresh each time.
Yeah, but again, we're
It's not
impatient.
for convenience wise and
Yeah.
for your patience, it's not the fastest.
Here's my thing. If I'm going to go for fast food, to I'm not going so I can wait for an hour
But yeah,
for
but
then my
also
food to come out.
Shake Shack, the time the four of us went to go to Shake Shack, that took a really long time.
Yeah, but Shake Shack
That's
doesn't do
just 'cause
drive-through, do they?
I don't think
I
so.
feel like I don't know if they do,
They
but
might
they
have.
do mobile ordering and stuff like that.
I think that they're kind of a like they recognize that they take a little time.
Yeah.
So
But I prefer that
and maybe
than
Culver's does too, but they also have the drive-through option because people are cold and they don't want to get out of their car.
Yeah, out
Yeah,
of
that's
fairness,
fair.
the Midwest winters. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go with Shake Shack solely because of out of respect for your coworker who had his heart broken, Jake.
I mean, next time you guys do come out, because I did say we should go have that because I thought they actually had a breakfast menu. They do not.
Lame.
But you guys should try it.
Okay.
I think the Butter Burger might be worth,
Butterburger.
the Butter Burger.
I'm good with it.
But yeah, I will put the note in for the other for Shake Shack.
Okay. All right. The next one's going to be the easiest one we do.
Yeah.
We have Five Guys versus a place I have never heard of called Elevation.
Sounds like a place you can get crack.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Or again, they sell shoes.
Yeah, no, that would make shoes, or it's like a hiking place.
Yes.
Like an Eastern Mountain Sports type of place.
Yes. Yeah. Or like a Patagonia.
Yeah.
Restaurant.
Yeah, like a North Face type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just dropping all these brands who, if you enjoy us dropping your name here, feel free to
Yeah.
sponsor us.
Sponsor us. Yeah.
Yeah. At any of these brands that we have not shit on in the last 20 minutes, half an hour, feel free to
Or
sponsor us.
or just for funsies, if we shit on you, you could still sponsor us.
Yeah. At McDonald's, you suck, but feel free to sponsor
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, by all
Um,
means.
so Five Guys, yes, will go on. When in high school, I was in our senior, like their high school musical for my senior year.
Yeah.
Me and my guys, we all.
That was a weird way of
I couldn't think. I was thinking like guy pals, and then just sorting to gals, and I was like,
Have you ever heard
Anyway.
of the word friends?
yeah. Um,
Nah, that's not right.
that's not right. Even though one of them looked like a wet uncle all the time, it was fine. Yeah, so we all would go between school ending and rehearsal starting because we had to get dinner somehow. We would go to Five Guys. We
Mhm.
spent an absurd amount of money there because Five Guys is ungodly expensive. Like it's $6 for a single hot dog.
That's
Yeah.
That's the one thing I
the
absolutely
one
hate about it.
drawback from Five
But-
Guys is you can't go there, once a week.
Right. But anyway, we
Also-
went 4 times a week for
Oh,
2 months. Yes.
the better
Nice.
financial option.
When I said it was an ungodly amount of money, it was an ungodly amount of money. Anyway, we went so many times back in like to the Five Guys that they knew who we were.
Nice.
Like they knew the same guys. We sat at the same exact table every single night, and it was just like we dicked around there for an hour before rehearsal started, and it was a good time.
Mhm.
Stomach wise, it did things. It probably about a 6.5, 7.
Yeah. It's
I have-
it's never gonna react well with you, but it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Or good
Um,
enough.
Yeah.
Elevation seems like a New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, northern part of Virginia kind of place.
Interesting.
Elevation is as a premium organic burger chain. They've elevated standards with their commitment to sourcing the highest quality ingredients, inclusive of 100% grass-fed organic beef patties, fries cooked in a heart and healthy olive oil with cage-free chicken. So
They're cooking them
looks
with chicken?
it looks expensive.
Yeah.
Gonna say that might even be more expensive than Five Guys.
Although what I will say though, these pictures, like so you've seen have you seen any videos of how they make fast food commercials?
Yeah.
Like what they do with the food and like how
Yeah.
like maple syrup, they use motor oil instead
Yeah.
just because it
Mhm.
looks better on the camera. Or sour cream instead of whipped cream.
Yeah.
The pictures on their site actually don't look like they're fake prop food.
Interesting.
So I will give them organic points. But
I'm willing to give them organic points, but they're still not gonna beat out Five Guys.
Yeah, and I don't even go to Five Guys. Like, I
I
never
don't remember
ever,
the last
ever
time
go
I went to Five Guys, but every time I've been, I've been like, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah, and people hype it up a lot. I don't
Yeah.
personally sit there and go, "Oh, I could go for Five Guys." Like,
But if if we were starving and then all of a sudden we were like looking for a place and we drove past the Five Guys, we'd be like, "Yeah, let's go there."
yep. And if the options were Five Guys and a place that definitely sells boots, I would choose Five Guys.
so there's a couple in Maine, a couple in New York City and Long Island,
All
a
right.
lot in the Jersey and Philly area, and
Mhm.
a shit ton in the DC area.
Oh,
And then there's randomly some that seem like they're in Florida.
Yeah.
It's just
that
you know,
tracks.
Yeah.
Florida steals everything from this area.
I feel like it's more just like people get old and migrate south, and they're like, "Damn, you know what I could go for? Some northern New England,
Northern New
food."
England cuisine.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm sorry. Let me crack the ice off your drink. Like, shut up.
All right, moving on to the not a burger region. Not to be confused with Whataburger.
Yes,
Anyway, that's not on here, which is interesting.
it is not.
Anyways, wasn't bad. I've had it.
It's okay.
We have Chick-fil-A versus Panda Express.
I will go for Jesus Chicken.
I've had Panda Express once. It was not bad. It did not agree with my stomach. I've had Chick-fil-A like twice, and I thought it was okay, but it was not worthy of the hype once again.
like Panda Express, I think just it's more overhyped. I think for convenience wise, and like I expect that as like mall food court food.
Yeah,
It's most definitely food court food.
yeah, and that's exactly what I
But
think of it. I don't
like
even
it's
think
a
of Panda
standalone.
Express
It's
as a like when
standalone
I
restaurant
think
kind of
of
deal.
Panda Express, I loop it in with like a Sbarro of
Correct.
like a food court or like a airport food. Like there's no standalone locations of it, you know?
Yeah.
Right. But
I
there are standalone locations of Panda Express, and they just seem
I know there
they're like
are, but I've
sore thumbs of where they are.
yeah, especially in the South and Southwest, there's like you'll randomly come across a Panda Express and be like, "What the fuck? Where's the mall that goes to
yeah,
that?"
exactly. What happened to the mall? Where'd it go?
So I actually vote Panda Express just because I'm just adamantly against the Chick-fil-A's racism or
That
homophobia.
is a
Mm.
very good point.
Just, I mean, their food is okay, it's edible, but
Um,
I'm very much against the fact that they donate to a whole bunch of anti-gay stuff. So
that's fair.
Yep.
at Chick-fil-A, do
Get
better.
your shit together.
Get your shit
They
together.
won't, but
They
They
won't.
won't.
they're very
At
happy and proud of what
Chick-fil-A,
they get.
don't sponsor us. I'm locking that one in.
It's like
Jacob,
we're
what are
willing to
your
offer you $1 million, each time you mention us. Uh,
Chick-fil-A, don't do it. Chick-fil-A, get your shit together. Chick-fil-A, how dare you? Chick-fil-A.
We're
That's
not
$4 million.
sellouts, okay?
Fuck it
We
up.
just we needed money, but we also want to stick to our values here.
yeah,
We'll mention you, but
I just wasn't a huge fan of Panda Express like the one time I've had it. So I
Mm,
just that's like I do agree their moral values of Chick-fil-A not good, but
yeah,
they they can do some good chicken. And
that's the
I do enjoy that they can do a good waffle fry.
that's the thing I'm struggling with right now because Panda Express gave me the rumblies in my tumbly,
Hmm.
but Chick-fil-A hates the gays.
Yeah.
So
So by
I think Jake, if we're kind of torn on this, I think we got to default to Colby, who
it's
is
Panda Express.
he's very adamantly for Panda Express, and you and I are like, ugh. So Panda Express, we have our third upset of a one seed out of three so far.
just for the
Yeah.
record, like he keeps saying upset. It's because they filled out the bracket ahead
Yeah.
of time and we stole the bracket from them.
Yeah,
Well,
And so, like,
they did a ranking out of like a one like
they gave them all
there's
seed. They gave them seeds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like McDonald's so far the one seeds are McDonald's, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, and Subway. And we took Sonic over McDonald's, Steak and Shake over In-N-Out, and Panda Express over Chick-fil-A. So anyone who's watching this already is not paying attention to anything we've said because we're stupid.
Yep.
anyway.
Anyways, Bojangles versus Popeyes. Never had Bojangles. I've heard good things about it. Have had Popeyes. It's not bad. It's chicken.
Popeyes does make a really good chicken
They
sandwich
do make a good chicken
with the
sandwich.
pickles and their interesting mayo choices they put on there, or they
All
might
right.
just become I don't know.
Here's my thing.
Oh, gross.
All
Jake's
right.
gonna get his
Continuing
talking
what I said,
privileges
here's my
revoked.
thing. Jake's no longer allowed on the podcast.
This is
We're
his
ki-
last
We're
episode.
kicking him off once again for like the third episode in a row. He keeps coming back to us. He's like a plague.
Yeah, weirdly enough, he knows how to get back onto the podcast.
Weirdly enough, I know where you guys all live.
Oh, yeah,
Ah,
weird.
shit.
Yeah,
We
I
know where
love
you live. It's just a pain in the ass to get out there.
Yeah,
Likewise.
Fair.
Yeah. I
Um,
love the name Bojangles.
it's a
Like,
good
that's
name.
so funny.
It's a
And if you're
dumb
gonna
name.
like, especially out of like, you could name Bojangles is something that I feel like I would name my pet. Like,
Yeah.
this is my pet turtle, Bojangles.
But it wouldn't be Bojangles. It would be, this is my pet turtle, Bo, and his last name is Jangles.
Nope,
So it is also
I would have Bojangles.
they are a direct competitor to like to KFC or to Popeyes or Chick-fil-A.
Really?
They are chicken. They are a fried chicken restaurant.
Oh, so this is a
Although
battle.
I am furiously insulted by the fact that they have actual murder as one of their menu items.
What?
it is a they have something called the biscuit meals, where they basically
Uh-oh.
serve extra crispy chicken sandwich stuffed between two biscuits.
Okay, but here's the
That
thing.
straight up will kill someone.
You can't judge them off of that. They are a southern chain.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
So that's just like part of the food down there.
Yeah, but
Southern
like,
food will
could you,
kill
could
you.
you could will you try to eat and one bite without water or that sandwich? I'm
Are
having
you
a
having a
stroke.
stroke?
I'm having stroke. uh, Consume that sandwich without taking a sip of sweet tea or water.
I'd have to do water because, again, elephant in the South. I don't mind. I don't like sweet tea.
I do like sweet tea, but there's so much sugar in it that like if you're taking a bite of, crispy chicken in between two biscuits and then you're taking a sip of sweet tea, you're basically just asking to gain 10 pounds that day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So who are you voting for here? Because they both look like they're
I'll go
equal.
Bojangles because it has a better name.
Popeyes, I will go with because of the flavor. They do
Oh,
something with their
fuck.
Cajun flavoring.
Got
Okay,
good
well-
news for you, Colby.
I have not had either.
You haven't had Popeyes?
No, there is a Popeyes right down the
I
road.
was gonna say there's
Like-
a Popeyes
like
a mile
4
away
minutes.
from here.
Pause the show. You're going on
All
the road
right,
trip.
here we go.
Yep.
Pausing again.
No, so genuinely, Popeyes is like on my list of like one of these nights when I just do not feel like cooking. That's where I want to go.
We should do that like
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. All
Done.
right,
So
neat.
I'm gonna vote Popeyes because that's the one that I'm
Alright.
excited to eat versus Bojangles because everything I hear about Popeyes is positive.
All right, fair enough. Popeyes wins.
Yep.
All right.
I do
Next up, we
suggest like
have
anything with the Cajun flavoring. It's something. It's different.
we have Taco Baco versus Kafuk.
That's Taco Bell and KFC for those who are more cultured than the swine that leads the show.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Taco Bell and KFC. I enjoy KFC. I like their chicken. Taco Bell is one of those things that I
Oh.
feel like everyone consistently craves, and then you have it, and you're like, "This is great,"
It's
but
full of regret.
it's full of regret. I have never once had Taco Bell and not regretted it the second I finished eating.
Yeah, it's about a 12 right now on the 10 scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I haven't been keeping up on that for the past 16 votes, but like it's high on that
He was
list.
saving up for this one.
But also that being said, the other option is also really high,
Yeah.
and
It's because KFC is so bad for you.
yeah, but I will glorify their mashed potatoes and gravy. It's absolutely wonderful.
So I was gonna vote KFC because I love their potatoes and gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Like their
I'm good
chicken's
with that.
okay. I mean, it's
The
good.
the biscuit they serve is moist
The
and
biscuit
buttery.
is good.
Can we just say that the funniest thing is that there's literal Taco Bell and KFC mashup places.
Not anymore. That contract ended.
Really?
Yep.
That's funny.
Because there was one of those duos near us, and 2 weeks after we moved to this current town where we're living,
That
we
was
went
it.
to
They were
go-
done.
we went to go have Taco Bell, and so I'm pulling up the drive-through, and they're like, "Yeah, we ended our contract with Taco Bell, so we're just exclusively KFC now." I'm like,
Oh, interesting.
"Is this just a you guys thing?" He's like, "No, this is a nationwide thing." I'm like, "Oh,
Uh,
Well,
wild.
that's wild.
interesting." But they both serve Pepsi products, so they won't upset my coworker.
I have
I
a
do
fun
enjoy-
story about these. When
He can get his Mountain Dew whenever he wants it.
Yep.
He can get his Mellow Yellow whenever.
He won't.
He
will
won't.
shoot someone.
my cousins and I went to a Taco Bell KFC mashup a few years ago, and we were all starving. So we got it, and then we were sitting in their car. My cousin was driving, or he was in the driver's seat, and so it was like our parking space faced the road. There was like a strip with like a sidewalk on it, and then the road there was like the main road was in front, and we were so busy eating that he had just like never put the car in park. So at one point he took his foot off the gas and the car just started rolling and went up onto this over the curb and started going, and we're like, hit the brake. So yeah, we almost got into a deadly accident because we were too busy eating Taco Bell KFC mashup.
Interestingly enough, Ginge also almost killed us driving to Burger King.
That's a story we're not going to include in this episode. We'll tell that another time.
Are you guys on drugs?
No, it's a funny one. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and yeah, we'll put a pin in that one. But
yeah, we'll put a
that's
pin
good
in that one. Bring that up another time.
Next up is
all right,
Chipotle
cool.
and Del Taco.
Chipotle Del Taco.
Did we vote on KFC versus Taco Bell?
Yeah, we went KFC.
Okay, yeah, okay, good. So Chipotle versus Del Taco.
I've had each of these one time, and I enjoyed them both. However, one of them is a mainstay
Home of
on the show.
Free Shavakadu.
No. Here's my thing. One of them is featured very much on one of my all-time favorite shows, Grace and Frankie. And the other one has had an E. coli outbreak. So I'm leaning Del Taco on this one.
Okay. I am disagreeing. I will go with Chipotle.
Okay. Colby.
I'm going to let him finish before I break the tie.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of the E. coli thing and other health problems that they have.
You weren't a fan of the E. coli thing?
No.
What a
oddly
weird.
enough, oddly enough, no.
Yeah.
What a
I
weird.
don't know. I haven't been to Del Taco, so I really can't say my opinion on Del Taco.
Mhm.
Other than the vine,
Which is fair.
Like infamous.
Free
It's
Shavakadu.
infamous. Yeah. The last time though I had Chipotle, their guac was very, very salty for some reason. And I guess you can kind of mess up making guac and it's
Well, yeah, it's called putting too much salt in it.
right. Although I need to put a third honorable mention into this same like taco Mexican like self-serve type deal or build your own kind of deal. Moe's Southwest Grill.
See, Moe's, I think of these two especially. I think of actually no. I think when we do our sit down fast casual, I think we would definitely include Moe's because I don't think there's any Moe's drive-throughs.
I don't think so.
There's definitely Chipotle and Del Taco as a drive-through, but I don't think there are for Moe's, so I don't think that's why it's included on here.
Yeah, but again, Shake Shack doesn't have a drive-through, and it's on the list.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Um,
Culver's sells shoes, so I don't know why they got out
correct.
this on the list either.
Yeah. So
at Culver's, sponsor us.
I'd honestly rather vote personally for Moe's in this if I could switch one of these out for the other.
So are we good with making both of these, leaving both of these out and just putting Moe's as the winner?
Listen, does Moe's follow you on Twitter?
Does Moe's follow you on Twitter?
Yep, Moe's official Moe's HQ follows me on Twitter. Of my 30 some odd followers,
I say you have no followers on Twitter.
So funny.
Hang on.
Go through my Twitter.
Going on your Twitter right now.
So I going back to these two while they look that up. I do. I've had Chipotle. I have not had Del Taco. Del Taco is just so funny with the free.
They used to.
Free Shavakadu.
They do.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Moe's. Wow.
Moe's HQ.
Southwest
official.
Grill. How many people do they follow?
A lot, but
42,000.
That's so funny.
Wow.
Anytime there's somebody that says something like remotely amusing, the guy that's in charge is like, and I'll add them, and I'll add them, and I'll add them, and I'll add it.
So I must have liked and retweeted one of their.
Must have because
we'll do this and we'll give you a follow, and I can say that's one of the few things that I absolutely adore about this place. Just like, yep, they.
That's so dumb.
That's really dumb. All right, so it's official. The winner of Chipotle versus Del Taco is Moe's. All right, moving on to our last one, which is the sandwich region. We have Subway versus Arby's.
Subway. Arby's is like an 11.
No. We don't have to fight this, Ginge, because I'm also Subway, so get screwed.
Anyways,
I understand. Subway has had a lot of.
There's a few things that have happened
things
with
going
Subway
on
in the
with
past.
and spokespeople just don't seem to do well in Subway.
No.
No.
Um,
And especially in the last like maybe 4 or 5 years, it seems like you go on Subway to die.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you become a Subway spokesperson when you've run out of everything else.
Didn't Brittany Gardner wasn't she also a Subway?
Oh
Was
my
she?
God.
I don't know if she was.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue. All right, well then I guess I'm overruled.
I will also put out the fact that the owners of like the like people founders of Subway,
Mhm.
they lived right behind the soccer fields that I used to referee at all the time.
Oh, really?
No
Yeah, in my
shit.
hometown.
That's funny.
They had this beautiful house that stuck out like it did match the rest of the houses in the town, and it lots of glass windows, but they used to live there.
Huh. Weird.
Yep.
All right. Next up we have Quiznos versus Blimpie.
Holy shit. Before we go too far, so I love learning about things because it's just fascinating to find out how interconnected the US is. Subway is owned by Doctors Association Inc. Doctors Association Inc. owns Subway, Tim Hortons, Wendy's, Jimmy John's, Firehouse Subs, and oh no, that's it. Just those four.
All these places are owned by a place called the Doctors Association.
Not just Doctors Association Inc.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
If you want to know dumber, just look at how much shit Nestle owns.
That's true.
Yes. If you ever
Crunch.
at Nestle, do not sponsor us.
You own way too much shit already.
But also,
Nestle-
if you really want to, please sponsor us. We're all poor.
No, Nestle, we definitely do not want sponsoring us.
That's another conversation.
money if you're willing to give it to us.
That's a conversation for next time. Okay.
Okay,
Listen,
fine.
we gotta finish this thing. We're like,
All right,
we
fine.
gotta chop through this. This is already a long episode.
This is true. We've already been going for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
All right,
Quiznos
Quiznos
Blimpie.
Quiznos Blimpie. I have not had either, and I think Blimpie's just such a funnier name than Quiznos, so I'm going Blimpie.
So Blimpie has a wonderful mascot. It's that green like
Is it a blimp?
toothpaste little looking tube thing. You've definitely seen the
Yeah,
Blimpie
no,
icon.
Colby, you were close.
Yep.
You're
Quiznos.
just gonna superimpose the blimp
I
right
won't.
here.
Shut
He
up.
won't.
I won't.
Quiznos, however, I think is just a toasted version of every single sandwich you can get.
And
Subway.
that's the one thing. I honestly prefer a cold grinder to a toasted one. So that's why I don't think I would ever go to a Quiznos.
Although Quiznos calls them grinders, Subway does not. Subway will be subs.
Yeah, but you know, some people already voted Subway in, so there's nothing
Yep.
we can do about
Yep.
that. Colby, thoughts?
I haven't had either. I do not care.
Yeah.
So no,
I think
is
just
the answer.
I think just do Blimpie. Just do Blimpie for the
Let's
icon.
do Blimpie. All right. Not bad.
The next one we have is Jimmy John's versus Roy Rogers.
Jimmy John's versus Joe Rogan.
Yep, exactly.
Oh.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's versus Joe.
I'll give Jimmy John's my vote. They do.
Yeah,
They're
they also
halfway
have
decent
Brad Garrett
sandwiches.
in a bunch of their commercials. And I enjoy him, so I'm
Done.
good with it.
Oh,
Jimmy John's
actually,
wins versus Joe Rogan.
you know what? Because I had to throw it in as the honorable mention. We're taking out Quiznos and Blimpie together, and we're going to put in Jersey Mike's.
No, we're not though.
Yes,
Jersey Mike, the owner of Jersey Mike's, is like a huge dick.
but if you have Danny DeVito talking
Nestle
about
committed war crimes in South America, and you want them to sponsor us, but you're okay with some guy just being a tool?
listen, you're offending Danny DeVito talking about
I
how
forgot
wet
about Danny
and moist
DeVito.
the sandwiches from Jimmy John's are. Like they
Oh,
it's like
okay,
slather them up. I can
fine.
handle it.
I lost
Fine,
my
we'll
shit
switch it
over
to
Danny DeVito's commercials.
Jersey Mike's. Fine.
I also-
The winner of Quiznos and Blimpies, Jersey Mike's. You guys are the worst.
Actually, the winner of Quiznos and Blimpie is, in fact,
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
All right, and then Jimmy John's versus Roy Rogers. We're saying Jimmy John's because
Fuck
Yeah,
Joe Rogan.
I go to Jimmy John's, fairly enough to the point where Okay,
It's not
I know my
bad.
order, but the lady that serves me at the drive-thru all the time, she's like, "You got the rewards," and it cracks me up every time.
You got the rewards.
The rewards. Is she a smoker? She's a chain smoker. She's
She's like,
asking you. She's pulling the
she's
She's got
cigarette.
like a
actively, like,
super
the
long
rewards.
cigarette
Yeah, she's got
hanging
the-
out of her mouth.
You got the
You got
extendo
the
pull.
rewards.
You got the rewards.
All right,
I'm
up
like,
next we
no.
have Potbelly versus Firehouse.
I actually really like Firehouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no complaints against Firehouse.
Yeah, I'll give them the unanimous vote.
Yeah, because Firehouse, we actually had one in our school after Jake left our college, and it wasn't bad.
Interestingly enough, I never got it at our college. But when I would like drive around,
That's the
I would
only
get it
time
out.
I've ever had it, and it wasn't bad.
Yep.
All right, now we're moving on. We have some final
Tier 2.
Tier 2. We have Sonic. All right, now we're gonna blow through some of these super easy ones
Yep.
because a lot of these are ones we just like kind of picked by default.
Yep.
Sonic versus Burger King. That's not even a competition. It's Burger
Yeah.
King.
Burger
Yeah.
King. Absolutely.
Wendy's versus Carl's Jr. It's not. We eat
Wendy's.
Wendy's. Yeah.
Yep. Wendy's.
Now we have Fat Burger versus Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my
Jake
vote.
has a firm opinion. I'm good with it.
Jake's handled it. And then we have Shake Shack versus Five Guys. Sorry, Shake Shack, you were okay, but it's Five Guys.
Okay.
Jake, you sounded a little iffy on that. Do you have
No,
contradicting
five
thoughts?
guys. Five
Okay.
guys. My vote.
Okay, now here's one that might be a little difficult. Panda Express versus Popeyes.
Not going to be difficult.
Popeyes.
Definitely Popeyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Panda Express
the-
is good in convenience, but you don't go out of your way to get Panda Express.
okay.
Right.
You could go out of your way to get Popeyes.
That's true. Says the guy who's never had it before.
He was going out of his way
But, like,
tomorrow to get Popeyes.
my
It's not
point-
going out of his way. It's a mile away from here.
It's
Yeah, he has to leave
do
the
I have
house.
to put pants on?
That's true.
Out of my way.
Are you gonna? Well, okay. The real question is: are you going to have pants on beforehand? Are you working tomorrow? Or are you not working tomorrow?
Tomorrow's
Because if you're
Friday,
work,
probably working tomorrow. In which case, I'll probably come back, take my pants off,
oh, that's true.
have to put them back on to go back out with you.
Yeah, but if you weren't working, you just wouldn't put pants on the entire day
Or better yet, you guys could probably order delivery.
Nah.
and not have pants on in general. Jake's a genius.
Anyway,
Friday plans.
Is it KFC
All right. Up
versus
next, we
Del
have
Taco?
KFC. We have KFC versus Moe's.
All right.
Yeah,
Forgot
it's Moe's.
won.
Yeah, it's Moe's. I'm okay with not even doing that because KFC is just not as good.
Like we said, KFC's KFC's biscuits and potatoes and gravy are all excellent,
Mhm.
and that's it. If I have it once a year, if I have it once every 3 years, I'm like, yeah, nice. I remember it's still good, and then I
Yeah.
move on with my day. Like,
Correct.
Now we have Subway versus Jersey Mike's. I will fight on this one. Just gonna say.
Subway.
Okay, good.
Yeah, as much as I enjoy Danny DeVito,
Okay, we're
and
going
stuff like
Subway.
that. Like, yeah,
His commercials were excellent, and they were cinematic value all the way through.
Mhm.
But
yep. Just like, pour it on me. I can take it.
I also love the one where he like pulls up a really nice like theater chair and he
Mm.
rips off the front of his shirt to have a suit on. He just sits there and he's like, "All right, I'm ready."
I'm ready. All right.
Killed me.
Now we are at the Elite Eight. First
No,
matchup.
you still didn't do
Jimmy John's Firehouse.
Firehouse.
Oh, Jimmy
Yeah.
John's Firehouse. Sorry, it's
It's Firehouse for me.
Fire-
I
Firehouse.
think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Spoiler alert! I already written that down.
Anyway,
Anyway, we have the first matchup that's not going to be easy.
yes.
Burger
Actually,
King.
can we go the other way around? Because I feel like this is the one that's going to be the most heated.
That's a good idea. All right. We have Subway
Fire.
versus Firehouse at Subway.
Subway.
Yeah, as long as Jake's okay with that.
Yeah.
Jake has
Yeah,
thoughts.
I-
Here we go.
I'm not too thoughtful on it. I will say still vote for Subway. It's just
Okay.
there's still some, I think, better flavor Like there's not as many variability with between Firehouse like with Firehouse subs,
Yeah.
but I think the
That's my
flavor wise, you get more flavor and better taste with Firehouse.
Yeah.
that
And
is
I
my
think
one complaint
I
with
think you're
Firehouse.
the
It's just that
bang
it's like,
very structured with the way how you
yes,
can't
exactly.
customize
It's
it.
like this is the sandwich or this is the sandwich, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I also don't. I think the bang for your buck might be better with Firehouse
All
because
right.
we
I
never
haven't been to
once
either in
we
price.
never
Yeah.
did talk about cost value and bang for the buck with any of these restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
It's
that's
true.
what maybe that's our factors with these Elite Eight here is
Okay.
that you're bang for
Well,
the buck.
the ones that, we're not immediately going to give
Yeah.
up on.
Yeah.
Um,
So Subway, but only barely.
yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right. All right. Up next we have Popeyes versus Moe's.
I'm gonna go with Moe's
That's what I'm thinking. Moe's
because
edges it out because Colby's never had Popeyes, and he has had Moe's because I dragged him to Moe's one time, even though he said, I have no real thoughts on Moe's, blah, 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 blah.
I've
yeah,
been to Moe's before you. I just
Yeah, I
Moe's at
know,
least
but
like the main meal you get from Moe's like it's big enough that you could even split it up into two meals if you really
yeah,
needed to. You get a free bag of chips with it. You get your free
that's
salsa.
and that's huge. Moe's has a lot of customization about it,
yeah.
and
Correct.
KFC doesn't. You get a free bag of chips, and you can get any type of drink that you want.
Like they have that Coca-Cola custom
Exactly.
soda genie thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Just before we go too far, Ginge, you did fuck up because you said it was Moe's versus
KFC.
KFC,
It's Popeyes that we're
but it was
voting for.
Popeyes. But yeah,
Um,
you're just
Did I say?
Popeye.
Did I say
Yeah, you
KFC?
did. Yeah.
I. Oh, okay. I meant to say Popeyes. Oops.
Popeyes though, like it's worth its dollar. I think.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't hear a lot of
Maybe it's a
complaints.
tat maybe it's like a little like within a quarter overpriced, but
Yeah. I think the what's drawing Popeyes down is the fact that we haven't had it as much.
Yeah,
well,
Like
yeah,
Popeyes is not a place I go. I'm like, oh, I need to go there.
yeah,
It's not my
it's not
first
somewhere
place.
active. Yeah,
Where Moe's, I actively can be like, you know what? I really want to go to Moe's.
right. Like the nearest Moe's to us is like over an hour away, and I'm
The
distraught
nearest
about it,
Moe's
and
to
I
us
want to
is
go
five
have
minutes
Moe's.
away.
Yeah, like I want to go to Moe's like
Yeah.
tonight for dinner, but it's over an hour away, and I'm not driving an hour away
Yeah.
for Moe's.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
So Moe's walks with the victory.
Yep.
We have Five Guys versus Shake Shack.
We should
Five Guys versus Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake.
Yep. Stop having a stroke.
Sorry.
Um,
Anyways.
Steak
Five
and Shake.
Guys.
I haven't had.
Yeah, that's the thing. We haven't had it.
Yeah. So we can't let it get to the finales.
Yeah,
if
we can't
haven't
let it
had
get to the final
Right,
four
right,
as something
exactly,
we've never had.
exactly.
So Five Guys all the way.
But
All
Five
right.
Guys is severely overpriced,
Yes.
That is
And
true.
Five
and it
Guys
needs to be noted that as such.
as we get into the finale, Five Guys is definitely running low
Yeah.
because it's so
Five Guys has
overpriced.
no energy right now.
Yeah. It got there, but only barely.
Yeah. And now here we have the one that we're going to fight over. Burger King versus Wendy's.
So here's my hot take.
Okay.
Sorry. Burger King nugs are the best
Yeah.
out
I-
of
I
any
agree
of the
with that.
like fast food window to car fast foods. Like I think that Burger King's fries or
Nugs.
nugs are top tier.
Yeah. No, I agree with
think
that.
Wendy's has better fries.
Okay.
Wendy's has better fries. I think better sides in general,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I think their burger is better.
See, I'm the opposite. I like Burger King burgers better than Wendy's. It's close, but I like BK better. I like Wendy's chicken way better than Burger King. Wendy's chicken is top tier, I think.
I
Like,
think I'm gonna
More
put
enough
my,
that it would outvote the other chicken restaurants that we do, like that actually specify in chicken
Yeah,
restaurants.
I've had it more than the others. So, like, I prefer Wendy's chicken over,
Okay.
say, like a Popeyes because I've had Wendy's chicken more than I've had Popeyes.
Yeah. I just straight up just personally prefer Wendy's still overall. Burger King.
So I'm gonna vote Wendy's because, and it's only because, their milkshakes are almost always better.
Mm-hmm.
And they're consistent, like they're
This
always consistent quality. Like they're
this is
not,
go
they
this is
don't
going
vary. You don't
way
have like
smoother.
an 80-year-old grandma
Yeah,
that looks like she's moving slow, like molasses moves faster than her, like to the point where the manager is like getting all flustered, like, "Come on, hurry up! You can make a milkshake faster, lady. Come on."
She
She's
was
like,
so sweet, and
"Oh
she was
no."
like, "Oh, I'll get it," and then turned around at the speed of
of
like
a
ice
snail.
melting down the
Yeah,
slope, and she like slowly brought her cup up when we
like
went,
okay,
and
there's the
she
one scene
slowly
I
reached
think
for
of.
the
There's one scene in
handle.
Despicable Me. It's either the first or the second one where Dr. Navarro is like, "We have to get there quick," and then he turns his scooter on and he's going like half a mile an hour, and that's what I picture this grandmother that.
I still
Um,
have the video of her on my phone,
yes, you do.
and
It
it's
For
was
anyone that's
hysterical.
confused right
it
now,
was
because we
not like
offered no
45 cents.
context,
Yeah.
um, there's a Burger King that we used to go to a lot before Jake was ugly and moved
Rudely
halfway
moved.
across the country.
I wouldn't say I
Uh,
was ugly, but okay, fine.
before Jake sucked ween and moved halfway across the country.
Anyway,
There's a Burger King we went to, and this old woman worked there,
I
and
feel like we
she
need to add a little more detail. The manager was like
18. Yeah, maximum
No, no, no,
18.
no. He looked older.
Okay, but
He didn't.
maybe 20. He could not drink.
No, there was.
There's
I
no
would have
way.
been floored if this kid could legally drink.
Yeah. So I will go as high as 20.
Yeah.
And a woman that was no less than 82.
Mm,
And she was moving at the slowest
so
possible
slow.
speed. It was genuinely like a 45-second.
It was a 3-minute video for her to make 1.5 milkshakes.
Like
The reason why I gave up is because the manager kept looking at us too many times.
Because
Yeah.
I think he realized we were filming.
And it was so funny because like she was so sweet about it, and she was just like, she's going to town in her own little thing, and it's like 45 seconds we look over at each other, we were like, what's going on? We're
Yeah.
like watching it. She finished up. It's like a minute and a half. She slowly puts it down
was-
next to her.
And it wasn't
She
like she was
reaches for
being
the next
meticulous
cup.
or anything. Like she was doing it
It
perfectly.
was just because she
It was just slow.
I have
It's like
nothing
she'd have
against. I have
something.
nothing against the elderly, and I know Colby wants to bang every single woman that is over the age of 60. However,
At Old Women, sponsor us. Sorry.
milkshakes need to be made in a certain time frame. I think before.
Yeah, no. This milkshake was
Yeah, the bottom of the
melted by
milkshake was
time we got
melting by
it.
the time. Yeah,
So
All right.
it was so funny.
So
Wendy's
moves
passes on.
Yeah, no, I was gonna go Wendy's because Wendy's I've had a lot more, and this is classic me because I'm more about like the nostalgia of it. I've had it a lot more, and it was like a place we'd go to when we were little. And Burger King, I didn't start having until like the last, honestly, until I did not start eating. What are you doing?
I just assumed it was because of me.
Anyways,
He's so full of himself.
he is.
um,
I love
You,
him.
it is actually, it is not because of you. It is because of my cousin.
Burger King, though, I will say, is I think a little cheaper for your dollar.
Burger
It
King
is.
is an
I think-
honorable mention on here. Burger King deserve. If Burger King was not up against Wendy's,
They would get to the
if Burger
finals.
King was up against any of the other losers, the Steak and Shake, Popeyes, or Firehouse, it would have won. All right,
Yeah.
so we're now down to our final four, where we have two matchups: Wendy's versus Five Guys, and Moe's versus Subway. Let's start with Moe's versus Subway.
Just for the social media presence, and that's gonna be my voting criteria these rounds. Moe's, I think, is a lot more active social media, and they don't have a lot of. They don't have a lot. They also
You're
don't.
so
I understand
biased.
this. I understand that my bias here. Okay. However, do you have? Would you be happy with restaurants that ended up having like the negative
No,
spokespeople for him.
no, I'm not against voting Moe's into the finals, but when you said, "Oh yeah," I think in terms of a social media presence, I'm thinking Moe's. Like you're not hiding the fact that you just really love that Moe's follows you on
I
Twitter.
also yes, and also I just really like Moe's more than Subway. Okay.
No, I respect that. I just think the way you worded that, you were not even trying to hide the
No,
fact that
I
you
was
were
not biased there. Okay, that was a pure biasness.
Yeah, biasness.
Yeah,
Also, we have someone who went to the finals who was not even on this
correct.
thing
Yeah.
anymore, which is comedy.
Just
right.
for the record, my vote on that one is Subway. Not that it matters because I get outvoted.
You did, yeah.
But like, I like I love a classic deli where you like walk in and you're like, I want this with this and this on top of it, and they don't have any judgments. They just like make you the sandwich you want.
You want extra olives on top of your melted cheese and tuna sandwich.
Honestly,
sure.
Colby, I am with you, and I would have gone Subway if they did not have such a bad PR crisis recently.
Not recently. It's been they've kind of been quiet on the PR.
Yeah, which is not great either.
Yeah, I know. You have to like in
you
today's modern age. You have to. Well, you don't have to acknowledge it, but you have to still stay active on your stuff.
And they could have done something to kind of show they were moving past the whole.
It's hard to do that when you have what 1, 2, maybe 3 spokespeople that effed up in weird ways.
Yeah. Anyways,
yep.
Moving on to our other matchup: Wendy's versus Five Guys.
I'm voting for Wendy's because have you seen Wendy's Twitter at all?
Yeah. If we're
Wendy's Twitter is just a slaughter.
Wendy's Twitter is the best Twitter of any of these places.
Wendy's
so if we're going
Wendy's
solely
Twitter
on that,
is a 16-year-old who accidentally logged in one day and they just never logged him out.
I wouldn't even say 16 years old. I feel like 16 years old is too old for the amount of sass that Wendy's Twitter has.
They've got more intelligence than I would give somebody less than 15.
Correct.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's just
don't
being a dick online.
Yeah,
exactly. It's just so funny from a corporation.
Yeah.
Like every other corporation would be mortified. Can you imagine if like Facebook tweeted something and they were like, Facebook had a video 2 or 3 years ago, and they had, I don't remember what song they played over the video, but because the song played over like a black or brown family as they were like walking through winter, they had like such a PR crisis. They had like a month of PR crisis, and they had like a lockdown of all their stuff, and they were like, we're sorry, we've totally effed this up. We're going to take everything back. They like got rid of all the videos in all the places they could find it. Wendy's is like, and fuck your mom.
Your mom's a hoe.
Anyway, what was it? To whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. All right, so we're going Wendy's on that? Yeah. Five Guys made a good run.
Yeah.
They fucked Jake up in the stomach.
And my wallet.
And his wallet.
Wendy's is the one that does peanuts too, right?
Yes.
Five Guys does do the peanuts, which I honestly,
so funny.
I will knock them for that because one of my friends has a very severe peanut allergy, and he would love Five Guys, but he can't go because everything they use, there's peanuts all over the place, and they cook everything in peanut oil.
Which is why I think Five Guys is so funny, because like in the age of we're watching out for everyone as much as we can so we can get as many customers. Five Guys is just like, and good luck, come in or don't. Like,
yeah, exactly. All right. We have a glorious matchup of the finals.
I need to pause for a second.
Why?
So my room, okay. Commercial break has the RGB lights as the top ceiling thing. Fine. I've been watching for this entire hour and a half we've been recording. A single fly, not flying around. He's just walking on the light strip.
Oh my god!
And it's driving me nuts because, like, I keep seeing out of the corner of my eye this little black dot hovering over an LED.
I have noticed you keep looking up at something. I'm like, what the hell's up there?
Yeah, I was
hiking his way.
I noticed it out of the corner of my eye, but I'm just like, he's just being a weirdo. Like, just like,
walking on the
so
trail.
That's really
Like,
funny.
I do remember watching you like look up over to your left and you like paused and I was like, what the hell's up there? I was like mentally taking a picture of your room and I was like, what's in that room at that height? Like I
It's
didn't
a
think there was any
wall,
pictures
like,
or anything up there.
Nick's
Yeah.
computer is against a wall. There's nothing there.
right.
It's a wandering fly.
Yeah.
This brief interlude of our finale was brought to you by The Fly That Can't.
The fly on the wall.
And now, for the final matchup, we have Wendy's versus Moe's.
Wendy's.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
There was some Instagram reel I saw yesterday, I guess, of like different fast food restaurants and how they greet you.
Mhm.
And all this one is just like, hi, welcome or whatever.
Welcome to Moe's.
And Moe's, without a doubt, they screw the top of their lungs. Welcome
Yeah.
to Moe's. This lady's just like, what Moe's does? They have secretly in the back, they have an entire tub of cocaine.
I definitely watched that video.
They make everyone.
Here comes a customer. Take the cocaine.
Customers here.
Get the
It's like,
cocaine.
no, I don't
Where's
want
the cocaine?
Where's the cocaine? Like,
Yeah,
So
I'm
funny.
See, this normally would be difficult. But there's one thing that's making me lean Wendy's, and it's the fact that Wendy's is, on this bracket.
The upstart that wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Moe's.
Moe's made it to the finals after not even qualifying.
There's a bunch of other restaurants that exist fast food wise that we didn't even mention.
I know.
Well, yeah, it's not like we made this. I Googled fast food bracket like 5 minutes before we started recording because the hoe abandoned us.
I was gonna say, for the
Yeah.
record, the hoe had the idea, had the plan. We were all good, and like
And
a
then
half
she
hour before the
left.
episode, she was like, "I can't tonight."
I
Like,
told her
like,
not to be on if she was dying.
and
so-
we were
Right,
like,
'cause-
"Oh, okay."
Because I still
Scramble.
feel I feel like there's even a fifth category of breakfast fast foods.
Yes,
Dunkin', Starbucks.
He goes back again.
I
He's
wouldn't.
walking
I
backwards.
wouldn't put Starbucks on there.
Starbucks is on there though.
Starbucks is.
They are a fast
Starbucks-
food.
Yeah, and Starbucks
I
has
would,
drive-thru.
because what do they actually serve for food?
They
A
do serve
lot
food,
of bakery stuff.
a lot of baked goods.
Is that
Yeah.
going to be breakfast?
Yeah.
It counts for some
You
people.
you can get sandwiches there too.
Yeah,
Also, I'm just against.
I know you're against Starbucks,
Starbucks.
but
Yeah,
but
It's because he's
Like,
so
yeah,
biased.
in a
against
toss-up
Dunkin'.
between Starbucks and Dunkin', like Dunkin' has food options,
Dunkin' will outweigh.
Yeah,
which
Dunkin'
means that,
wins
in
on
my
food.
opinion,
and
Uh,
everything else, but that's neither here nor there.
I can't agree entirely on food with Dunkin' though.
I'm
I
not
don't-
saying that Dunkin' food is good.
They're just
Same.
Dunkin's drinks. I think are definitely value for your money,
Yeah,
and I
That's
think
because you got to take out a small loan for Starbucks.
yeah.
correct. There are other options as well, but that's another day we can discuss that one if we really want to.
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
Timmy Hortz.
Nope.
There's
Not
don't
that
do that. You'll insult like all of Canada.
All
I
of
know.
Canada will be down here. They will not sponsor us.
At
At
Canada,
If we get rid of Ginge, will you sponsor us?
Oh crap! You guys are screwed if Canada kicks me out.
I don't know. It could be a
annexed
win.
Gingerwald.
So yeah,
Yeah. Congrats to
Or-
Wendy's for winning the whole thing. At Wendy's, sponsor us.
at their Twitter is going to say your mom's a hoe.
Your mom's a hoe.
I think I'm going to make our first tweet from our Twitter be this episode. I'm gonna be like, at Wendy's, sponsor us. See if they respond to us.
They're gonna
They won't.
respond specifically, just your mom's a hoe. That's gonna be,
I'm doing what I was requested to do.
that's
Your
gonna
mom's
be
a
the
hoe.
whole. That'll kill me. Awful. Yeah, there are definitely options for breakfast. Like you
Yeah.
could do
and pizza places. I think.
pizza places could also.
Domino's,
Although,
Papa John's.
Out of fairness, you get things like Quiznos that try and sneak their way in. Oh no, it's Sbarro. That's the one I'm thinking of.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You have Sbarro, Papa John's, Domino's,
Yeah.
Pizza Hut.
hmm
Yeah. There's.
Hey, go ahead. Think of another one there. Jake.
Yeah, right. Joe's barbecue and foot
Foot
massage.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Anyways, yeah, that's
we've
that's
been
it.
drinking.
We have been
Um,
drinking.
Do tell
This
your friends.
This has
Do
been
tell
the
Wendy's.
Do
Maybe
tell
they'll give
Wendy's.
you. Maybe they'll give you a free.
barbecue and foot massage.
Exactly.
Maybe the Wendy will smack you to death. Like, who knows?
Who's to say? Yeah, this has been the fast food bracket.
Yep.
The first, half of this went way too long. The second half we sped through because we realized
Because
we didn't care.
we already had our talking points made for them, so we were just kind of making up
exactly.
other bullshit points.
I
Yeah.
do love in the first like 4 minutes, like we were on this thing for like 7 minutes, and Jake texts the two of us and just goes, "At this rate, we'll need a 4-part episode."
I mean, we were going in so much detail between just McDonald's and Sonic.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And
the
it was like-
McDonald's Sonic
and then when-
one took way too long
And then when you go to White Castle and Burger King, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna take forever. So
for a thing we've never
So
really
instead
had
of
before.
speeding us up, he just texted us, "We're boned."
and oddly enough, it subconsciously made you guys speed the fuck up.
Not really. I kind
I
of
know.
wanted to keep on going slow out of
I
spite.
did think, I was like, maybe out of spite.
All
Oh
right.
well,
We've
y'all,
been drinking.
we've been drinking.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Follow our TikTok and Instagram at We Could Be Drinking. Follow Jake at Dump Cheek McGee.
Not a real thing.
Anyways,
I'm making, in other news, I'm making a new Twitter. Follow me at Jump Cheek McGee.
but yeah, that's all we got for this week. So
Yep. See you next
Yep.
week, or not.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
Yep. Make sure you clean your foreskin. Okay. Goodbye.
Oh.